More knockout action. We're back. I'm 40 Lions, joined by Flea. This time around, we have a nosfa versus Strongsage. Flea, how are you?
Running on empty 40, but hey, long days here and the Quake World Championships. It's been a marathon, we're not done just yet, but man, the hype, just the sheer excitement from these matches and the quality of the Quake we're getting, it's enough to keep me going until the end of time. So I am hyped for this next matchup, nosfa versus Strongsage. One of them's leaving the tournament in this next series.
Yeah, I mean, the story here is can Strongsage progress through the lower bracket as an 18-year-old qualifier in this LAN event, in his LAN debut, and make waves against nosfa? The map pool is going to be Insomnia, Awoken, Corrupted Keep if we get there. For map number one, nosfa's got the Anarchy, Strongsage has the Athena. High-flying action coming up.
It's going to be an interesting one. Insomnia, we've seen quite a bit of it, I feel like. One of the maps that I haven't cast that much is Veil. At least that's just my experience, but Insomnia has almost felt more popular than Veil this finals. But hey, let's take a look. Anarchy versus Athena. Like you said, nosfa on the Anarchy. Athena being played by Strongsage, two extremely fast and mobile champions. This is going to be some high-flying action. Pretty much par for the course for Insomnia, right? We've really seen a bit of a meta shift. At the very beginning, Ranger was very dominant. You saw some Doomslayer, you even saw some Keel being played on here, but now more and more players are just gravitating towards those light, the fast champions.
And here we are, live. Map number one, knockout game between Strongsage and nosfa. And for me personally, I'm going to try and focus in on Strongsage and how he conducts himself, because as an 18-year-old, again, all the pressure's on you in the lower bracket. This is a knockout game, knockout set, and this is his LAN debut. So I want to see how can he stay calm under pressure? Can he take kind of being behind on a map and come back? It's all about how he conducts himself. And with the start, nice and slow, maintaining high ground position. I like it already. Rails exchange from both players. A Strongsage just waiting on that Mega. We'll get it for free. nosfa opts to get the heavy.
Items pretty much in sync. Oh, that's a juicy rail. nosfa getting himself the upper hand with that shot. Making a move onto the heavy, slowly edging around the outskirts of the map. Decides that it isn't time just yet, will fall back. Isn't going to commit to a push just yet. Hopes that Strongsage will be the first to show his face. But he won't either.
Stopwatch.
Big warning rockets there. Making sure nosfa's very careful with what corridor he passes through here. Ooh, beautiful rail.
Yeah. Slow-paced game so far. Despite these mobile champions, no one really comfortable opening it up with a big push. And both of these players, they have managed to obtain all the weapons they need. Strongsage, extremely risky push. Can't find the kill shot. Both players still. Oh, nosfa. Threading the needle not once but twice. I'm seeing a lot of I remember from Strongsage in his loss against Dogs right here, and I don't know if that's a good thing for these extremely reckless pushes with Athena just hooking across the map into his opponent. That cost him big time against Dogs.
Yeah, it appears to be a bit of a gamble where essentially he's saying, I'm going to do this, and if you hit all your shots, you're going to kill me, but if you don't, you will pay the price. And that is a big gamble to take, especially on map number one of a knockout set.
Nice rocket.
Oh.
Can he connect another? Let's see. Strongsage. Oh, actually
What?
lands one of his own. Okay. He didn't just manage to escape, therefore. He actually got away with most of the damage.
That rail was incredible. Oh my god, he almost got the two-piece rail after the after the rocket. Strongsage making his way back towards the Mega. That rocket, just enough information to know exactly where nosfa might come from. But the redirection here, but there is the hook. He's going to be able to grab the Mega, but now he's stuck. He needs to make a move. nosfa very patient with his rockets. Hits the rail, one more to get the frag. Here's the chase, but out of rail range goes Strongsage. Has the items on a bit of a loop here, knowing that after Mega he could drop down, grab the light armor, maybe even the health bubble if he needs to, if he takes too much damage on the Mega. It's not bad play here from either player, as both are just still fighting to establish dominance across the map.
So far that hasn't happened. Damage dealt, very close. Items picked up, perfect mirror of one another. Strongsage, 5 megas, 2 heavies. nosfa, the exact opposite, so neither player getting any sort of consistent foothold on the map. No one able to get both of the items in their favor. Oh, those are some costly rocket misses. Strongsage continuing with the rockets. He's lucky that those 2 shots missed. Oh my goodness, 40.
It's almost
I feel like nosfa should have been 2-0 up already. That's twice that nosfa missed not 1 but 2 kill shots with the rail. Finally, he gets a frag.
There it is. He swiped that Mega right out from underneath him. And yeah, I feel like the fact that Strongsage actually messed up the movement cost nosfa the killing shot because he led the shot, assuming that Strongsage would go a certain way, but the wall said nay. nosfa trying to push his luck, and he does. 57 HP, makes it through the telly. Strongsage was already gone, but that could have been a boomstick, alas, to the back to tie it up at 1.
Nice rails. Oh, the point
Wow.
blank. That means that every single one of those shotgun pellets connected right there. Maximum damage, 125 points of it. nosfa. Is he going to start picking up steam, getting consistent momentum? Heavy is up in just 5 seconds. Neither player has a shred of armor to work with. Oh, good rail. Strongsage opening that up with a powerful shot. But doesn't stick around long enough. Deny the heavy.
5-minute warning.
Nice. nosfa just going up and down the bounce pad a few times. A little indecisive, doesn't quite know where to go. He's gotta be careful. 94 points of health. He will be able to tank 1 rail, but if he does, it's going to be extremely difficult to stack up again.
Trying to get some damage to that drive-through window, and nosfa lands the rail. The rockets, not lucrative for Strongsage. Both players pretty weak. nosfa tops off on the armor after grabbing the heavy, tries to make his way back to the Mega, but he'll be just a little too late. Although the timing should be there as he heard it. The boomstick around the corner. Will he land? The rockets from Strongsage are absolutely incredible. Both players just trying to survive, and the inject and the shotgun again for nosfa coming up huge.
Can't catch me now.
Good rocket, another one!
Why
And that's
rail?
that's exactly what I was talking about, 40. Strongsage hooking into the face of his opponent, but all he had was the railgun. He needed to hit rather that real up close and personal shot, and that is so difficult to do. He had nosfa on the ropes. He could have chosen to just go
Only
for the
7
items.
HP. Yeah, or machine gun. I mean, that low, you got to know that you're doing good damage against a light. 1 rail pretty much opens up the game here. So there's the hook in again. Still playing aggressive, staying true to the strategy that he wants. Fantastic rail there from that angle. Heavy's going to be up, and it looks like Strongsage has taken over the heavy to claim it. nosfa still pressing in. LG run out, and the shotgun around the corner still gets him. nosfa, he is testing Strongsage now, saying, if you want to play this aim game, you better hit everything, because I am coming after you.
He came close to dropping a frag right there. That second rail could have absolutely connected with his face. It wasn't even that difficult of a shot for Strongsage to hit, but nosfa still powered on. I think he just knows that he's got enough of a frag lead to play around with. Continue to apply that pressure. And that if things start going south, he will switch to a completely passive
Catch
play.
me now.
Strongsage once again.
The play from nosfa.
Now
It's
continue.
almost like a mind game, too. Strongsage putting himself on the board. But at that point, if nosfa keeps pushing, and you know that your opponent is getting you low but not killing you, it almost plays into their mental game of, wow, I just can't kill this dude. Like, what is it going to take? So I kind of like that nosfa's keeping the pressure high and forcing Strongsage to take these fights, even though clearly he has the wrong weaponry out or he's not ready to fully take it. It's going to shake his confidence a little bit, or the potential to.
Absolutely, and those mind games are critical in the game that is Quake Champions. Now Strongsage has been able to get full control, both Mega and Heavy in his favor. Solid rockets here as well, pushing in aggressively. Oh, misses the rail again. The crucial shot that would have gotten him the frag does not connect, and now it's shoddy on shoddy. This could still go in nosfa's favor. Oh, and it will! The dance around the pillar. 40 just using that column perfectly. Dodging in and out just as Strongsage was firing each burst. Well played from nosfa, and I think that by now, this may well be a GG.
Can't catch
just upsetting because at a certain point you just question whether Strongsage is shooting blanks with the shotgun. Unfortunate nosfa on top again with more blasts. 5 frags with a super shotgun for nosfa. And if it works, why not?
That feels
Looks like Strongsage has left the match. So
He doesn't want any part of it.
I think that is just, well, his way of saying GG. Strongsage out. Surrenders map 1.
Well,
realizes that the comeback just wasn't possible anymore. Gives it up to his opponent. That makes it so that nosfa, looking pretty, 1 map up. We heard nosfa talk about his experiences at these tournaments, and one of the things that he's been saying, 40, I don't know if you caught the interview, but he said that he really wants to go up against Rafa. Why? Because he said that he hasn't won a map against Rafa. So he is so determined. But in order to go up against Rafa, well, he first has to go through Strongsage, and that's exactly what he's doing now.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned it previously, like 18 years old, LAN debut, is the pressure going to reach him? And maybe near the end there, that was the right choice to just say, I can't make this comeback. I personally would just take the extra minute and 20 and just breathe a little bit and just say, you know what, reset, new map. It's going to be potentially the last map, so all the pressure is on. But, I mean, nosfa played great. The shotgun came out huge for him. I'm sure it was frustrating that the buckshot just wasn't landing for Strongsage, but he has one more opportunity to send it to a map 3 and extend his tournament life. But nosfa, he's very motivated. Like you said, he wants to face the final boss, who somehow ended up in the lower bracket because Quake is crazy and I love it. So, yeah, 1 map away for nosfa to face Rafa in the lower bracket.
20% shotgun accuracy for Strongsage versus 100 from nosfa. Granted,
That doesn't work.
nosfa was using the default shotgun, right? Didn't really get to use the super variant much, so that means that it's a tighter spread, more difficult to hit. But yeah, 20% with the shotty, that is just not a place where you want to be when those shotty fights did happen more than once. So yeah.
Brutal. And again, take this time to collect your thoughts. This is going to be potentially the last map. It's going to be Awoken. nosfa has Doomslayer. Strongsage has Strog. In terms of Awoken, who would you give the advantage to? I mean, I know Doom can traverse the map a little bit easier in terms of T-Con to Mega and to Rocket, but Strongsage has the slide ability, the mobility and versatility of that can go a long way. So if I had to push you up against the wall and look into your eyes, Flea, and tell me who's going to win this map, who do you think?
Don't threaten me with a good time, 40. My goodness.
I've been casting for way too long, so all bets are off.
I was
There are
talking
no
about
rules
how
anymore,
chilly
Flea.
it is in this room, but 40 is set to raise the temperature. But no, looking at the match ahead of us, I'm going to favor nosfa. Not just because of the pick, but also just because of what we've seen on map 1. nosfa looks to be on point, and I just don't know if Strongsage can rival that. Yes, he's got that overall speed advantage over his opponent. He's got that peeker to work with as well, but we know how experienced nosfa is on this map and on any other in the pool, and that double jump around the center area of the map can be so huge if he gets into control. So I think that nosfa is going to take it, not so much because of the champion pick, but just because of what we've seen so far.
I feel like usually nosfa somehow happens to play Athena on this map, and we've seen nosfa go into overtimes, trailing, taking it to overtime, and then winning in overtime. So I feel like he is extremely comfortable on this map, as you mentioned. Usually I've seen it with Athena. Right now it's going to be Doom, but still, the experience is there. nosfa, high-pressure situation, already up a map. I feel like he's going to be a little more comfortable. So, again, pressure is going to be on Strongsage for his LAN debut, but what a story it would be to take it to map number 3, and what perseverance it would show from this young player who has made it all the way here. He's done more than enough already, but he really wants to try and take this as far as he can, because imagine a world where Strongsage plays Rafa in the lower bracket.
That would be something else, but I think that nosfa has got champion's number. He wants to take down the GOAT, and this is his time to do it. So I don't know. Let's see what Strongsage has left in the tank as we are loading into the map. Warm-up coming to a close. nosfa calls the have fun. Here we go. Let's keep in mind, Strongsage has to win this one or he'll be out of the tournament.
It's going to be fun for only one of these players, unfortunately, here. It's a little skirmish near the Rockets. Strongsage grabbing that LG, dropping down to get the heavy machine gun. Definitely wants a little bit of that rail. nosfa has to be careful. Rockets around the corner, misses with the follow-up. Oh, peeker! Okay. Hit him on the head with a little bonk. Not too bad.
Absolutely not. Items nearly in sync, seconds separating the two of them. I like what nosfa's doing. Pushing out, knowing very well that his opponent doesn't have the railgun yet, so he can get some free damage if he would have connected the shot. But look at this aggression. Strongsage falls to the walls, gets the wrong raid.
And he didn't pick up LG, so he's only got 12
Yes.
cells. Needs to be careful and cognizant of that. Nice little nail jump there. Take control of the T-Con and make sure that nosfa doesn't get in on any light armors or anything. And also great timing. Should be able to trap here at the heavy. Great rockets from nosfa!
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
just barely gets it. 27 HP to survive. That was very close to being a trade, but fantastic play from Strongsage.
Let's see. Also can make the refrag happen. A little bit more. Strongsage has recovered enough of his stack to tank a rail. Could take another one too. Mega up in just a few seconds. nosfa has positioning on that, but still, does he have all the weapons yet? Yeah, he does. He does. He can take this fight. Strongsage will go down, but not after denying the heavy, so that is going to severely cap the maximum stack that nosfa can obtain.
Nice rocket. nosfa there, forcing him down to the low ground and somehow connects with that rail. What? nosfa, that's just dirty.
It sure is. All tied up again, 1-1. Heavy up behind nosfa, doing the same thing he did earlier, leaving up the item, just looking for more damage. So confident. But yeah, he realizes that Strongsage has the advantage, using that pillar as cover. He can peek at either side. Oh, but this might have been an overextension. Just ends up outside of that range of the LG. And Mega spawns in time. Awoken, what am I saying? nosfa doesn't quite close out the kill. I was saying Awoken because apparently Chain has taken map 1 against Awoken on the mainstream. It's also quite exceptional.
What is happening? I mean, shouts to Chain. Again, any given Sunday, any player can beat anybody, but I'm sure that a lot of people lost channel points on that prediction for map
no
number
doubt.
1.
Now let's see. Mega will be going to Strongsage, I think. nosfa is not in any position to challenge, doesn't have the stack, doesn't have a clear avenue to get himself on top of it. He just wants to control that middle area of the map. Oh my god, Strongsage, so clever.
Wow.
Yeah, good amount of damage. nosfa landing that one direct is going to help him out. Man, nosfa's movement has been really clever though. Both times already he's managed to evade Strongsage when he was incredibly low. Just by juking him out, playing the mind games, going the direction that he wouldn't expect. Oh, Strongsage. That rail 4D knocked him right back onto the bounce pad. Sending him up for another dose. 90 damage.
And that was the pain train right there, but a great rail from Strongsage returned from nosfa. Next one could win this out for this frag, just over his shoulder. nosfa just hanging in there, slowly aggressing, and he's going to win out on the heavy. And the balls on the Brazilian to just hang in there and say, I'm taking this heavy whether you like it or not. Just insane plays, especially at this level. But again, he does have the map buffer to kind of make these choices. Great jumping rail, and oh look, there's a Mega so he can take this fight. The peeker to stop it, but the rocket's too quick. Strongsage couldn't make it around the corner to do the damage.
I was incredibly surprised to see nosfa push in for that as well. Because Strongsage had the positional advantage, right? He could peek just over the top of the ledge, making him very difficult to hit. Plus, he could just walk out of the room at any given time. Meanwhile, nosfa was caught out in the open, completely visible, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and he's still just pressured on. But here, his awareness fails him a bit. Loses track of his opponent, takes a whole lot of damage. Luckily for him, these rockets serve as equalizers. This has happened quite a few times now, that nosfa is really pushed to the brink, but then he lands that one good rail, that one exceptional rocket to just keep him in the fight. And again, see?
Oh, like that!
Yep.
Oh, like that!
Wait, can he get it?
Oh.
No. Almost.
Wow. Wow. 40 HP hanging by a thread. Still hits the rail and takes out the peeker. And this man should be dead to rights. And somehow, okay, Strongsage gets that frag, but it's just so taxing. nosfa pushing him to his limits right now.
That could have been another frag for nosfa. He had landed at the plate. He was so close to pulling it off as well. Now LG on LG. Strongsage, I think, runs out, has to switch to rail. Lands a shot, so at least sacrifices and dilutes a lot of that stack that his opponent had. But nosfa has got to be careful. Good rail.
Rail again.
And another.
Again.
The only reason that nosfa is now moving around the map so freely is because he knows that. What is he doing?
He was risking it all. He was like, I take myself out. You don't kill me, I kill me. My name is nosfa. I love it.
That was a completely unforced error, as they call it in tennis. There was nothing.
That was strategy, and I will not sit here and let you slander this man for his big brain plays.
Okay, of course. It was completely intentional, no dots. nosfa just had a 200 IQ moment, jumped himself off the map so he gets a better respawn or something. But, ooh, he's a lot of damage here. Strongsage down to a sliver of health. As it's all tied up.
I swear to God, if this goes lopsided, we are going to watch that highlight of what nosfa just did for months. But it's only tied at 3, 7 minutes in. There's plenty of time. Hard reset for both players right here as the jump pad lends itself to a free rail for Strongsage, pushing out from the T-Con. nosfa with a good defensive rail on the way out, but he's very weak. Hits another one after grabbing the light armor, but this should be an easy frag, and just missing out on the time. The window of opportunity, but he drops back down. Greased up Doom Guy won't be able to do it. No punches coming out. 100 HP, gets a rail off the spawn, and now Strongsage has the momentum, and I can't help but think what we just saw, the jump into Sync's arms, could be the cause of all of this, Flea.
Indeed. But hey, 40, you said it was intentional. You said it was part of the plan, so we're gonna go with that. Somehow there's a master plan brewing underneath of that play. Now let's see if nosfa can actually put it into action.
Oh, up close! And again, the rail decision to have the railgun out costs him, and nosfa is able to tie it at 4. Fantastic rail from Strongsage. I can understand why he's using the railgun so much. I mean, it's been very fruitful, but it's almost shades of dramas! 3 in a row! Strongsage up again by a frag.
Oh no. I was a little worried there for some reason when he was berserking around the ledge of the map, but must have just been me. Now Heavy is up, both players are eyeing it, but nosfa will be the one to make a move on it. Runs out of LG. He's gonna show his face.
Oh, he goes up again.
I don't know about that 140. Didn't have a rail, didn't have LG. Too risky in my opinion.
Minute 30, Strongsage claims the Mega. Plenty of time to make it back to the Heavy. Does eat a rail, but all that means is he can eat up the light armor. But now after that secondary rail, he needs to be extremely careful. That opens up the heavy armor for nosfa. 100 HP, no armor. Is he going to try and pressure this? Rail on rail, both players will miss. Another miss from both players. Strongsage struggling to hit anything. A little bit of peeker damage, but then dealt with nicely from nosfa. Oh, the 2-piece!
1 minute warning.
Yep. That might just spell the end. For nosfa on this map at least, keep in mind nosfa has a 1-0 advantage, so even if he loses this one, it's not over yet, but that would be tragic. Out comes the Berserk. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, rarely do we see the Berserk used in the best of times, let alone when your opponent has got a stack advantage over you and you just throw yourself at him. But okay, it works out for nosfa this time. Half a minute left. Can he find the next frag? He is outmaneuvered because of the crouch slide speed, but the double jump might make up for it somewhat.
What a play.
LG on LG misses the rail. He's gotta go. He doesn't have time to focus on the heavy. He must have heard him.
Not like this. 10 seconds. He's just going to go through the drive-through window. Rail, 9 HP. nosfa has to chase this. He doesn't have an opportunity here. And surely he's just going to wait in the banana, and he does. There's no reason to peek, and Strongsage, by the skin of his teeth, sends us to a map number 3. And again, this kid is showing us that he can stay cool and collected. It wasn't perfect, Flea, but it was enough to send us to map number 3.
I think 3 main things just kind of went wrong for nosfa right there. One, that
Was it the
interesting
jumping
play.
off the map? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, that was definitely part of it, yeah. But yeah, he just tossed himself off the map. That's one. Two, I feel like there were a few situations where one more rail would have given him an easy frag, and he just missed the shot. And three, this is also a critical one. I feel like nosfa's awareness was not what we're used to seeing from him. 40, very often, very regularly, he was caught completely off guard. Ended up looking the wrong side of the map. All of a sudden, nosfa is behind him, or Strongsage is behind him, landing with a good rail, a good rocket, burst of LG from behind. He makes a push, goes up the bounce pad, assuming that his opponent had already left. Nope, Strongsage is waiting, lands a rail. He drops down for heavy, thinks that Strongsage isn't anywhere near him. Nope, Strongsage is there, lands a rocket. So that happened several times that I feel like nosfa just kind of let up on the map awareness and wasn't fully aware of where his opponent was at, and it ended up costing him.
Yeah, absolutely. I also think the railgun played a big part in Strongsage being able to get all that damage. Most of his frags were the railgun, and now we're going into a map, Corrupted Keep, where that's not at play anymore. So it's all about rockets. LG, heavy machine gun, needs to play it perfectly. Either way, one of these players is going to end their run through the tournament here. So we're either going to see nosfa play Rafa, which he wished upon in the interview, or we're going to see Strongsage versus Strongsage. We will see what happens. 10 minutes to decide who advances, and we could go into overtime because Tox and Hran went to a 20-minute game, which was chef's kiss.
Oh my goodness.
10-minute overtime, 1-0. Go back in the VOD and watch it because it was absolutely amazing. It was on Blood Covenant. It was such an intense game.
I was casting on the A stream, so I wasn't able to catch all of the ones on the B, but oh, that sounds juicy. On that note, we are loading into the final map. Winner stays on, faces Rafa, like you just said. For the loser is out of the tournament. So let's see, can Strongsage make that magic happen again? Or will nosfa allow, or rather enable, his experience to carry him through this? Both players making a move for the Mega. Strongsage diverting his attention, though. How did he get 70 damage off that rocket? That's nutty.
I have no idea. Ooh, big rocket in the face of nosfa. Luckily, can back up onto his totem to heal back up to 100, but no armor in sight. And Strongsage just trying to suss him out. He's chasing. He smells blood. He's like, "Where are you? Let me deny everything from you."
May the power heal you.
Strongsage trying to hold down the center of the map with a heavy machine gun. At the very least, both players have got all the weapons they need. LG, HMG, super shoddy. Nice LG. Now, of course, rocket is part of that as well, but rocket's kind of a given because it's difficult to deny. But the LG and heavy machine gun, you can absolutely reject your opponent from getting access to it. Oh, good push from Strongsage.
Shotgun coming up big for him. He's like, I still trust in this weapon as he takes the lead. And the update from the reporters in the field, Flea, our Awoken has taken map number 2 in overtime, so they are going to a map number 3, Chain and Awoken on stream A.
That is juicy. Canada versus Poland on the mainstream. And here we have Brazil versus the United States on the B. Now let's see, Mega up, just a moment. Strongsage outstacked, don't know if he wants to make a move for this one. Probably should just stick back. Oh, I don't know, 40. He's 15 seconds early. Doesn't have a clue as to when the heavy is about to spawn.
Yeah, lucky to escape with his life after that mistiming here. Absolutely, light armor out of it. nosfa jumping back in, smells blood, 33 HP for Strongsage. nosfa just has to find him. Strongsage trying to disappear off of the map right now. Just stay alive around the corner. Okay. No damage on that. That's fine. He just wants to stay alive. The vision can be popped if he feels it's necessary, and it is. A little bit of damage from that rocket, but again, still hanging by a thread. A little bit of light armor might help. No items for him. nosfa drops down. The gatekeeper of the Mega, and the LG runs out for Strongsage, so nosfa comes out on top to tie it at 1.
Gets a heavy for his trouble as well. Nice bit of heavy machine gun damage. nosfa absolutely does not want his opponent going anywhere right now. He's got him exactly where he wants it. Just got to cut off access to the Mega. Yes, the Brazilian coming out on top of that one. Definitely getting most out of that engagement.
Oh no!
Yeah, we got the exact same
I
thing
don't
to say
know.
right there, 40.
Yeah, it's bad times. Bad times ahead. nosfa now hasn't pinned behind LG, and he's got dunks for days. This man is a Nike warehouse right now. The shotgun not finishing the job, but the Mega will save his life. And the
wait.
LG from Strongsage.
Quality, that's what
Miscalculation from nosfa.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's the awareness that I'm talking about. nosfa had him dead on right, and then he just... Like, he decides to swap away from LG to Rocket, right? Fire a rocket just to try and cut him off on the other side of the pillar, but no! Strongsage was still there. And then when he pushes out, well, nosfa is still caught holding the rocket in hand, can't do anything from down below, and ends up losing so much stack that he drops the frag. All because of that one little misplay. Trying to go for a rocket on the other side of the map, completely unnecessary. I don't know about that one.
I mean, you have to start thinking that endurance is playing a factor into these matches. All these players have been playing all day. Some of the sets have gone to 3 maps. Inevitably, you're going to be tired. You're going to make poor decisions at times, but being the best player you can be is all about mitigating those decisions and trying to make the best decisions regardless. And that rocket just flying right by Strongsage as he grabs the Mega LG on LG, getting forced through the telly here, trying to push nosfa back. Will have the vision popped, and now he can plan his attack accordingly.
nosfa, craving for these resources, will find himself a small armor. Oh, this is a pretty decent push. Strongsage not connecting with nearly the amount of machine gun that he needed to keep his opponent at bay. As nosfa just thunders on through that hallway to take him down. Now let's see if nosfa can convert this into full control and start building himself some momentum, rather, because this is a very snowball-heavy map. Momentum is key on keep.
Completely agree. It's very easy to manipulate the spawns as well, so that might work in Strongsage's favor. But the problem is you have to get the frag first, and he has been struggling with these fights. Even though nosfa's weapon choices have been suspect, still out on top by a frag. Heavy machine gun comes out from Strongsage to keep the damage up, but again, there's no item up for 10 seconds. What do you do if you're Strongsage, especially after that rocket that gives your position away?
Good LG, heavy up in 2 seconds. Strongsage clearly does not have a way to secure this one. Good decision from nosfa not to chase. Just pick up the item. Stick to the basics. Keep control, convert into frags later. You've got a 1-point lead already, 6 minutes into the game. Keep playing this way.
4 minutes. Oh, what a push. Beautiful. Very easy. Up 2 now. Might even get another one, and he does. And the light armor is his. And now it's a 3 frag deficit, and nosfa looking stronger and stronger. Less than 4 minutes remaining until one of these players will advance in the lower bracket to face off against Rafa.
Strongsage dropping down again, quite recklessly so, but the LG is solid. Oh,
wow.
He had no business with that one. But ultimately got the frag anyways. Mega spawn just in time. And he just out LG'd nosfa. That's what that came down to. nosfa should have had him dead on right, but no. Oh, big rocket!
Right in the chest. That was incredible from nosfa. His rockets have been absolutely great when they need to be. A little bit of LG damage from down below, but he ran out of cells. He couldn't float him. Doesn't even get the re-up on the LG because it's not there, and nosfa takes advantage, takes him down.
That just reminded me of the rocket in Vanger versus Zeneku. I don't know if you caught that one. Was also on Corrupted Keep. We were into overtime. Vanger just shoots this gorgeous fadeaway rocket, and Zeneku goes through the teleporter and just jumps to the right. Hits it to the face. Completely random, unpredictable. That ultimately led to his downfall.
I need to watch the VOD.
Oh, you should. That was just like...
I'm missing everything. I'm the Grim Reaper over here, so I'm missing all the good A-stream stuff. I'm trying my best. But so is Strongsage as he's down by 4. Trying his best to claw his way back in. Good rockets from up above. Pops the vision. But can he get anything off the back of the vision? It doesn't matter if you know where your opponent is. If you're not getting the frags and he's trailing by 4. Here's a good chase down. Can he get there in time? And he does it. And not only that, but nosfa turns it around and the power of Christ compels him.
Now let's see. Oh no, Strongsage. He is lucky that the LG ran out on nosfa's end. Just hitting 0 cells left. If he had a few more, that would have been a done deal, I feel like. Now 4 frags in 2 minutes is still incredibly difficult to do. But this is corrupted key. Now Strongsage should be able to get 1 here, yep. Make his way over to the heavy. Good time to get the frag. It wasn't clean by any means, but there's resources for him to fall back. Oh, nosfa.
Almost getting
The balls on this man, as you were saying earlier.
Huge. Huge balls. 3 frags. Almost tries to get the cutoff here, but movement, not his friend. 1:20 to get 3 frags. All the pressure on Strongsage as he is fighting for his tournament life right now.
Watch.
5 seconds still mega. Strongsage is now in a position where he's gonna have to start making some very difficult decisions for it. He needs the items on the one hand to keep his stack going, to be aggressive, and on the other hand, he needs to be chasing. And then stuff like that happens. He decides to prioritize nosfa, but in doing so, he actually allows him to get clean onto the mega. And now the stack advantage is so much in favor, so heavily in favor of the Brazilian, that I just don't see it happening anymore. nosfa secured both mega and heavy. With half a minute left on the clock, he needs a kill every 10 seconds, and I just don't know if Strongsage can find that.
Insane damage from the heavy machine gun, but still, the stack on nosfa is just too big. With 20 seconds, it doesn't matter, and he still takes him down with the buckshot. That is it. nosfa has punched his ticket into the next round of lower bracket to face off against Rafa. A wish that he wanted from day one will come true. And unfortunately for Strongsage, this is the end of the line, but a big shouts to Strongsage again. This was his LAN debut, 18 years old, youngest kid at the LAN, Flea. I can speak, I swear. I can't read is the problem.
Well,
But
the longest kid,
fantastic
I don't know if
display
he's
from
that tall,
Strongsage.
actually. I don't know if he's that tall.
The lankiest kid, no. Words are very hard, but yeah, no. Shouts to nosfa. He punched his ticket. His reward is going to be facing off against Rafa, which is fine because that's what he wanted. He has something to prove, a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Strongsage, he will make his exit, but a fantastic display from him. And again, this is just the beginning. 18 years old. This was his first LAN. He pushed people to their limits. He's here to stay, and I hope that, you know, bright things are in this kid's future because it's fantastic to see new blood in the scene.
This was just a very, very promising performance, right? Ultimately, he wasn't able to beat nosfa, but still, we've seen what he's capable of. Lost to Tox, yes, but he managed to make it a very close series, and then he beat Dan the King 2-0. So this clearly is just an example of that upcoming generation of new competitors. 18 years of age, right? He's becoming the new Wenger, right? Forever 18, I guess. So Strongsage, bright future ahead of him. Well played. He should be happy with his performance.
Absolutely, but that's it for us. Hop over to the A stream. Map number 3 between Shane and Avik is happening. We'll have more lower bracket action here as well shortly after a break. See you there. Quake forever.